Everything.
It's a good dog.
The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming.
My dad gets feeding tube bed on not this coming Tuesday.
Oh, nice. I'm sure that'll be a ton of fun.
Gone from 106 and 6'2". Normally I always been 100. So a beanful.
Mm-hmm.
And 100.
Damn.
Man didn't have weight to lose. Let alone 20 pounds. The ALS, it's hard to see. Different things. Giving like sure. Drink for every meal.
Yeah. I think that's what Deidre's mom was drinking there. She had. She just, I don't know, she was having choking hazards and stuff. So. It's like, all right, you're not allowed to chew anymore. Just drink this.
You still eat. Right now. Words. My dad just think when your nutritional needs, use the feeding tube. And then for what you want to enjoy, then let's ice cream. That you take by mouth. I was gonna die from embarrassment. You're right when I was feeding tube. Alright. I'll play pool.
The
And I put a beer
zombies
in.
are coming.
Oh, this is like carbonation.
Oh boy.
Welcome in, everybody. It's Sunday, and we're here ready to play some D&D with our usual players. Fortunately, we are missing Dee and Rob still this week, but these two are still going to get tortured, so we're going to jump in. Announcements for the week. April 13th will be the Extra Life Tabletop Weekend, so tune in for a special one-shot campaign that Sunday. Nothing really big coming up. We're just trying to figure out what our charity for April will be, as this is the end of March, and that'll be the end of the stream to end MS streams. So ALS has its own month, so when it gets to that month, we'll do it. Yeah, there's certain months, just like March is for MS. April's usually autism awareness. But we'll see. We'll see what we can get, what kind of trouble we can get into for charity. Maybe it'll be a Fund America. Get me the hell out of here.
Yeah. That's probably not a bad idea.
Yep. So we're all coming back from our visit to Kansas City Comic-Con. Quite the experience there. Anything? Any standout moments for either of you two while we were there? Sorry, I'm trying to clean my glasses while we talk.
I was super excited to see all the Baldur's Gate cosplays. I was a little paranoid that would have been last year's con, but it's obviously still going strong, so it was cool to see those.
Well, yeah, with patch number 8 coming out here in a week or so, yeah, it's still Baldur's Gate 3 is still going strong. So,
Yeah,
I only really saw Karlach though. I didn't really. I did see. Shit, what is her name? The one cleric that you rescue right at the beginning.
Shadowheart.
Yeah, Shadowheart.
Yeah,
I did see one Shadowheart, but I saw like 2 Karlachs. So,
yeah. I guess that's all I really saw too.
yeah.
Was there more at the contest? Maybe?
There was another Shadowheart, and there was another Jester too from Critical Role.
Nice.
Yeah,
Favorite. I like Chelsea.
that's pretty good.
Overall, I thought it was a decent con, but it paled still compared to Gen Con. Gen Con so much more. And
But I think more towards what we enjoy.
yeah, definitely a lot more of the tabletop and less of comic books and stuff, which I mean, I still like comic books, but I stopped reading comic books like 25 years ago.
Right.
I mean, and
Well,
then
and I wonder, since it's under some kind of like a global festival thing, because apparently you're going to have one in St. Louis in September,
yeah,
and
we're
it's
having
the same brand, it's the same iconography. Like, I wonder if they're, it's getting stale because it's always the same guys promoting the same shit.
yeah, I know they're in Des Moines, I think this weekend. Is the Des Moines Comic Con. And yeah, it's run by Planet Con, so I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
it was definitely it was fun. It was great, of course, hanging out with you and D, but overall, like the drive sucked,
Mhm.
especially blowing that belt on our tire and then having to drive to actual Kansas City to get it fixed.
Right.
And how the fuck does Kansas City, Missouri not have a Walmart with an auto place?
Makes you wonder. I
They,
guess because
they
they're just suburbs are so plentiful in that city. So
well, they had 3 Walmarts in that area. Okay. One was the one we went to, which was a small ass Walmart, but didn't have an auto store or anything. The other 2 were like grocery store type Walmarts. And I was like,
Like a neighborhood.
yeah. So I was like, man, both of our Walmarts have tire change and all of that.
Oh, should I?
Yeah, the one we went to didn't even have a garden center, and then of course they didn't have Blue Monster either. I mean, that's shows me how low.
that was the real travesty.
Hey, if you do not stock Blue Monster, but you stock the other fruity flavors, there's a problem. Okay, that shows me how civilized of a Walmart you are.
You'd hate the Gerbs I shop at. The only monsters they have are the white one and orange.
Like
I'm like
someone.
that. If there was a generic monster pack, like those would be the 2 flavors. Like y'all need to expand your horizons a little bit.
See, I'll drink the white ones if that's all that's there.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
white ones if it's that or green.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that's all that's there, if my only choice is white, I'm going to drink the white ones. But seriously, there's 3 kinds of it. There's regular fucking monster, which if I drink that, I'll die again probably. There's the white sugar free, and then there's the blue low carb. Should be like the 3 staple monsters in every store in America.
He misses the Rojos.
Yes, I do miss the Rojo. They used to have it was a Rojo tea monster. It was delicious.
But it was very, very sugary.
Yeah.
Gained weight on
Yeah. That's why I drink low carb. Less sugar. But still enough sugar for craziness. Other than that, stream updates. We will be trying to stream this week. It's going to be a weird week as I have to babysit the small gremlin. And Shebe will be in Texas. So everyone pray for her on that because it's Texas. And she has to deal with her mom.
I've never been a nervous flyer. Or I've flown since I was like 4 years old. Like every year. But with all the crap going on, I'm a little nervous, I have to say.
I'm more nervous for you and your mom driving back from Texas because, like I said, your mom would be strapped to the hood of the car in a chair, like Griswold style. So, yeah,
I'm still pretty faithful in airplane travel. There's been a lot of bad news, but I think that's just the way the news cycle works. They found something to sell views, and it became their thing.
if you think about it statistically, the amount of flights that leave daily from every airport just in the United States versus the amount of just in the United States airplane crashes, it is still safer than driving a car.
Yeah, especially in fucking
But it's
Texas.
always that.
Texas, fuck Iowa. Try to drive in Iowa, it's not even safe.
Well, and I think somebody
yesterday.
looked at it and like the number of crashes that have happened in this year is still like easily less than last year or the year before. So it's
Yeah.
like it's just in the news.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we'll be hopefully we'll be back. It depends on when Shave gets back from her Texas trip and how brain dead and emotionally dead she is from dealing with her family. I told her I'd get her a bottle of rum, that way she'd be ready, but she said no. All right. Well, unless Az has any stream news.
Nope. Terribly sorry.
Gavin.
It's all right.
Not really.
Gavin.
I'm gonna keep asking. Because I never
Yeah.
know. One day you might be like, actually, I am coming back this week.
I did redo my office, so I'm a little closer to something that'll work, but I still haven't. The weekday evenings has not been something I'm willing to share yet. So
I
for
understand.
some reason I look red too, which is weird, but whatever.
Well, do you got that
I'll just
extra light on for your dice roller cam there?
Oh, that could be it. Yeah, whatever. I'll just be red.
You don't look
Pretend
that bad.
Pretend I'm role playing Tercels being slightly inebriated. This is my drunken rouge.
That's all right. I've got the horrible up light that's like blowing out my face unless I sit in just the right spot. And of course, I can't sit still because I'm me. So,
All them Monster Energy drinks.
no, it's because I can't sit in there one position for too long or I start to hurt. All right. Well, then let us begin our game. When we left off, you guys had boarded a ship with Captain Catapult, which unfortunately his miniature is missing right now. I'm going to try to find it. It might be buried in boxes over here, but so for now we're using a proxy miniature for him. Anyways, you guys boarded a ship headed to a small continent that had sent dignitaries who warned of an uprising of undead. Since you all are cursed due to your being inflicted by the undead curse of undying through the tomb of annihilation and dealing with the lich.
I have Asarat.
Yes.
I have some notes.
Anyways, since you guys are supposed to destroy the lich Asarak in order to hopefully break the like leftover residuals of the curse that's on you guys, you were sent with a delegation of 20 troops aboard Captain Catapult's ship to the island. First day out, sailing went great. There was no problems. You guys were on board, having a good time. As night fell, you all ate and were up on the deck. As you know, the moon was high and the seas were calm. You guys saw a ship coming towards you. No wind in its sails, no movement aboard it. This just tore up looking ship just started floating towards you guys. And as we left off, it had slid up right next to Captain Catapult's ship, and that is where we left off. What would you guys like to do?
Be down below. Or...
Nope, you guys were on the deck. You guys all ran up to see the ship. So
I guess I'll call out to the captain and be like, "Captain, what's the plan here? What do we should what should we be doing?"
Stop drinking, Tersal.
Well, thought we were gonna have a pleasant evening. Apparently, that got ruined.
So as you look towards Captain Catapult, he gestures towards the two Keiko that are with him, and you see them both spring into action. One, using magic, starts casting lines out towards the ship that's just floating, and the other one starts grabbing actual ropes with grappling hooks on them, and he starts throwing them at the other ship and pulling the lines taut and tying them to you guys' own ship. So you guys are ready for boarding.
We're gonna board. Okay.
I'll yell out to the captain or whoever's got eyes on the ship from above if they see any activity.
You call out, and the one of the troops that's up in the crow's nest says that there's no life forms, no lights on the ship.
Well, let's
Sweet.
go, guys.
Magical death ship with no crew. That's only good news.
Was there deep fog surrounding
No,
this thing?
no. No, the sea is perfectly clear. The moon is high, and the skies are clear, so you have full visibility from the moon on this ship. You can see that there's nothing moving around. The sails aren't like billowing out. In fact, they're mostly tattered and torn. You don't see any lights. Usually there are like torches and scones on the deck of a ship. You don't even see those. You do see that the bays for where the cannons would be at are open, but the cannons are missing, it seems.
Are my weapons? Board.
Are we gonna tightrope walk this? How are we getting over there? It's like an
So-
over under thing,
Certain
or
boards. Once they pull that shit closer with the ropes, they'll probably lay out planks. to
oh,
walk across.
There
Yeah,
is
I-
there is that possibility, or you can, hanging from the rope, pull yourself across with your arms while your legs are crossed.
Nika's not going to do that, so I'm going to get a board.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check on carrying the board and trying to slide it across.
Help.
I'll help her out because I'm not doing the rope thing.
All right, then
either.
do it at
It's a good-
advantage. You can do it at advantage since he's helping you.
It's a good way to lose all your alcohol.
Athletics,
Yes.
17.
17. All right. Yeah. With Tersel's help, you guys managed to take a plank board and get it across there. It seems sturdy enough. Who's going first across the board?
I'll go across.
All right. Just roll me a straight 20 roll.
2.
2. You get about 2 steps on it, and due to, even though the water's calm, it's still water, so it's going like this. You lose your footing, and now you're hanging off the side of the board.
Tersa will rapidly like do some cinematic Hollywood shit and like hold his hand out as he's keeping the bulk of his body on the plank.
All right. Give me a strength check on that.
That is 13 plus 1 for 14.
You're able to definitely grab a hold of her, but she seems unnaturally heavy for you for some reason.
Can I get her hand back to the plank at least?
She has one hand in your hand, the other hand's holding onto the plank. And her little legs are just going like this off the edge.
I'll
Well, what about swinging? Is it? Would
Yeah,
I be
can
able
I
to
just, like-
swing her, and
No, you wouldn't be.
help.
was she kind of
pulling
under
up.
the boats, so to speak?
So here is the board. So she would be hanging off the side of the board like this. And you have her by one hand, her other hand's on there.
Can I, with his help, pull up?
You could give me an athletics check.
17 again.
All right, yeah, you pull yourself up. You're on the board.
I have really high up.
I know you do. That's why I gave you those things.
So I do pull myself up.
So she's up on the board. You're both on the board now. So now you
Now
guys
I'm
can.
just.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Turtle's
Tursel's totally following her lead. Like he's full four-wheel drive. Like
All right. Then both of you just roll a straight 20 and let me know what you get.
watching us across the board as he goes. This one, right.
6 on a 20.
You hang on, but just barely. As yeah, it's very start for some reason. It seems to be rocky, even though the waters seem calm. It's very unsteady board. There are definitely several times that you almost fall off yourself, but you make it across and pull yourself up over the railing onto the deck of the ship. Both of you kissing the deck of the ship when you get there.
Yeah.
How about Doggo?
Finds it absolutely hilarious watching us crawl on our hands and knees across.
Okay, roll for him.
In athletics for him.
Nope, it's a straight 20.
Oh, 10.
10? Yeah, Doggo makes it across. Even though he seems like he's laughing at you guys, you can kind of see that he's a little nervous about making it across. His tail's kind of down and straight.
I like if it starts to get too wobbly, he just would jump it.
Yeah, that's what you wanted. All right, so you guys are on the deck. Yeah, if you want to move your pieces up to the deck. Unfortunately, we don't have two ships. The ships are about equal height, just for game's sake.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys are on this ship. The boards are very weather worn. Looks like this ship has been through hell. There is some scorching on it, and it's just even though there's enough moonlight to see around, there is no real light, so it's almost like a dim light situation.
Sorry, I had ship music going and it's getting pirate themed, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like the right vibe for this. I'm gonna change it up for something. Um,
I
so
don't
yeah,
know. Might seem probably appropriate.
looking around, Tersel will do his light the mace trick just to kind of get a little extra illumination out there and try to
Alright.
figure out what's going on.
Roll an investigation check. I'll say you have no problem lighting the mace. So
It's cocked. 8 plus 4 for 12.
so yeah, as you illuminate the area with the mace, you can see that again the boards look very weather worn. The ship has been at sea for at least a couple months now. You see there is some burn marks here and there, but not like cannon damage or firearm damage. It's more like a torch was dropped and then the fire was put out. You do see a couple small pools of crimson here and there. And by small, I mean no more than maybe a $50 size drop of it that you are pretty sure is dried blood.
Any insignia or any indication of what captained the ship?
No, you don't see any identifying markers on the deck, on the mast, or anything like that. Like I said, the actual words just went out of brain. Sails. The actual sails are like ripped and tethered, but it looks like it was done from being out the whole time, being through many different kinds of storms and stuff. That they stayed ripped naturally. Doesn't look like any like force destroyed them other than nature.
I'm gonna use flame and for captain's quarters. logbook.
All right. So,
On ships enough that I would know.
well, you see towards the wheel that underneath the wheel is a door that leads back, and you assume that's usually where the captain's quarter is. The other direction, you see another door that leads down. You're pretty sure that would be where the crew and hold is. There's also that grated area where the cargo hold opens up, but that is covered with like crates and stuff on top of it, so you couldn't go through that. So,
I'm going to where I believe the captain's quarters.
all right, let's for this purpose, we will use the inside of this, and we'll say that this area here is the captain's quarters. There's no still up there. All right, so yeah, the door opens, a loud creak, extremely loud because there's nothing else in this area, so everything echoes when you do it. Um, you open it up, and it is a small room. You see in the back there's like a divider off to one side, which you assume is where like the captain's bed would be. There is a massive table right in the middle of the room with piles of papers and things on it. There are a couple dressers and like chests about the room. There are the windows that show out the bow of the ship there, looking backwards. All of them have been shattered. And so there is a small breeze coming through it. But since it's not a windy day, it's not like super breezy, but there is that cold sea air coming through up into it.
I'll yell out through the door. Tersal, come help me look for some information.
But he'll saunter down there.
All right.
I want to do a preliminary look. I'm looking for a big book. Yeah, like captain's records of what's.
All right. Roll an investigation check. You find a lot of papers, scrolls, and books, most of them badly damaged by water that has come in through the broken windows, through the untreated boards above. Normally, things are stored and kept away from water. In this case, the ship has definitely seen a lot of water in the few months it's been floating.
Any signs of human interaction, footsteps, stuff, scrapes?
Roll an investigation check.
15 plus 4 for 19.
19. You do not see a single trace of human or non-human, like animals or anything, in this cabin. It looks like it has been abandoned now for several months. Like I said, the elements have come through the windows, through the boards above. So the room definitely has that strong sea smell. Um, it also does have that decay from like the paper being wet. So you got that moldy paper smell. The cloth on the divider and any chairs that had cloth all have that moldy, wet cloth smell. Like no human or non-animals like life forms. You don't detect anything.
So, how does a crewless ship steer itself to interact with other ships? I think
I'm going to continue
coincidence would have
searching.
put it into an island or something.
I'm going to continue searching in drawers. There were some chests.
Yeah, there's a couple chests, things like that, drawer like dressers with drawers in them.
So, one.
Do 3.
God. Investigation.
Yep.
14.
14, 30, 40 divided by 3. Yeah, we'll say as an average, you're able to search through. Altogether, you find about 10 silver amongst drawers and stuff, which you, of course, pocket because why not?
Well, I am.
You do find there is some moldy food in one of the crates on the ground. It's definitely been there for a few months now.
Like somebody's meal or like a sack of ration.
It's like a crate full of like fruit and stuff that has gone bad.
A ration.
No, I wouldn't say it's rations. I would say it's like a bushel of fucking apples in a crate.
Right. It's not somebody's meal.
No, it's not a meal, but it's not just rations. It's like someone had stored apples in a crate, but it's various other fruit, and that fruit has all gone bad. Um, again, any papers and cloth you find have all been kind of ruined by the weather. Even some of the drawers were like very hard to open as they've swollen and shrunk, swollen and shrunk. What does that thing keep saying?
I'm muted.
Oh, okay.
Tersel's going to look for treasure as well because any good captain's quarters should have a bar. He's going to find it and examine it with his expert knowledge and fine
All right.
lines.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check, Tersel, with advantage
Oh, all right.
because it's alcohol related.
So this is 7 and a 14. 14 plus investigation is another 4 for 18.
Yes, upon searching around, you do find a cabinet that is locked. But you get the strong feeling that there is alcohol behind this cabinet. Would you like to try to open it?
Definitely.
Okay.
I think it.
How are you going to
Nice.
open this?
Sleight of hand.
Or break?
I could, I guess.
It's a simple lock. It's not like a complex. It's just a cabinet lock.
All right. Yeah, I'll try to jimmy the lock with something I've got laying around, I guess.
Knowing how these are done usually, this would be one of the ones that you could probably slip a dagger inside and kind of jimmy the lock. It's that kind of simple lock.
All right.
It's more to keep the contents from spilling out on a ship than to keep people out of it.
So that's a 4 plus 2 for 6.
Yeah, I'll say you go ahead and pop the lock. It was
Nice.
a 3. So inside you find various bottles of alcohol. I want you to roll a wisdom check. Like knowledge, yeah. We'll go knowledge.
Oh, that's a nat 20. This
Nice.
story is telling itself, I'm telling you.
All right. So as you open this up, you notice that all of these bottles are not your standard like sea captain alcohol. These are very fine wines and very like wines that are imported from other countries, but also you notice that most of them are all from the port of the island where you guys are headed.
Ooh.
You notice that they have all remained sealed, never been opened.
Well, Sarah, I've got some good news and some better news.
What's that, Tersal?
We found I found some really good alcohol and it hasn't been opened yet. So that's the good news and the good news. The odd part is that it's from the place we're going. And if I recall those lame guys we tried to party with the other night, that they were dealing with an undead problem, right?
Right.
So maybe this ship is
I'm looking for the stand captain's book. Find it nowhere unless it's destroyed beyond recognition.
yeah. Hey, listen, I'm going to find a crate and take these wine bottles onto our ship for investigation purposes. I feel we should probably,
We'll investigate that later tonight.
we're getting paid to do a thorough and appropriate job, and I feel like these wine bottles need to be guarded.
At this point, I will say the 20 men that came with you guys from the Queen's Order are on the ship, so they could carry that back into the other ship so you don't have to try to make your way back and forth.
Does he
Yeah.
trust that with them?
They are ordered by the queen to follow your orders, so I think you guys can
I
trust
think
them.
Like you, hey, skinny guy, come here. You see these bottles? I want you to be very careful. Pack them up, wrap them nicely, put them in my room, and close the fucking door. I know how many bottles were here.
He snaps to attention, and you see him find a crate, and yes, very gingerly, he's wrapping each one several times in pieces of cloth and hay, and then sticking them in a crate. You all know that these guys, they were chosen by Ariel and the Queen personally, and knowing who Ariel is and how
Right.
you guys are friends with Ariel, they do not want to disappoint her. So you don't have to worry about trust. You don't have to worry about them not following orders. These
I'd
guys,
also like to imagine that Ariel was also like, all right, do what they say, but these guys are fucking morons. So like, make sure you're guarded. You know, like
trust me, she probably did warn him that you guys have the
Right.
intelligence of a sea squirrel. So
don't follow them into the pit of horrors,
One
but
of my
make
flaws
sure they
is
get there
distracted
safely.
easily.
got some cardinals out there. Hi, cardinals.
Filipinos are so out of color.
Well, there's a male one that was sitting over on the other railing too.
The same usually.
We have birds outside. The
Let me get
government,
my food out.
the government's tracking us.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Don't want to go down below if I don't have. Just wanting to get information where the ship came from. Did we see the name of the ship on the outside?
You did not notice it, no, and you're not finding any info here.
No. It's like we gotta go down below, Tristan.
Let's go up to the the steering wheel capstan, steering wheel. Just to see maybe. I mean, someone's got to be steering it, whether it's here or the rudder. Maybe we could get some more clues up there.
Alrighty.
All right, you guys make your way out of the captain's chambers and up to the helm area of the ship. Roll an investigation check, Tercel.
Am I helping? Or...
Getting to use my dice camera.
Huh?
Am I helping?
I don't know. Are you helping him?
Well, yeah, we're looking for info.
Yes, but I don't know if you're helping or hindering him. Helping or hurting, JD?
All right, it's
Okay.
14 plus 4 for 18.
All right. So, Tercel, yes, as you're looking around the helm area, you notice that the wheel is free flowing. You actually give it a spin back and forth a little bit. The rudders aren't locked up. So, you don't notice anything like on the wheel. You don't feel any magic around it. You have no understanding of how the ship just continued to float, other than it continued to float.
Damn. Well, that's a bust. No sails, no.
Well, no, there are
mechanical
sails.
reasons.
They're just tattered. Like
Oh,
they've been battered by storms over the last few months. They're
Right.
ripped and torn.
I'm looking
The
for
ship was sailing
identifying
pretty
marks.
decently.
What are you looking for?
Identifying marks for this ship.
You wouldn't find any up there on the helm. The ship's main identifying marks would be around the front of the bow here.
If it was on the wheel.
No, generally not.
Decorations.
Occasionally some ships are adorned, like their wheels are adorned with like gold trims. They are adorned with, like holy symbols and stuff, but you don't see anything like that.
See the languages
No.
written anywhere.
Well, let's go check out that cargo hold. Maybe, I don't know. So you said there were crates stacked on top of the main cargo.
Yeah, the
Like-
big opening.
The main crate where they would lower cargo down, yeah, there are some crates like with tarps over them sitting on top of that, so you
Okay.
wouldn't be able to lift it to go through that, but there is a door which would be
Did do the crates that are
About that
placed there
area.
look they're placed pretty intentionally, like
They look like
not
cargo that was dropped there and secured. It's not like
okay,
someone put them there as a
right?
barricade. No,
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
they're strapped down for journey. Like I said, they have very weathered tarps on them that have lots of holes in them. Several of the boxes that are you can kind of see they're even like warped and worn from being exposed to the weather. So they've been there this whole trip.
All right, Sarah. I guess you got your request. We get to go check out the cargo hold.
Try these boxes. Move the tarp. If there's any writing on any of these boxes.
Yeah,
Ain't
or
wrong.
see what they're carrying. If we
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this ship out of the way for a moment. Put that on the floor somewhere. There is a cargo hold on this map, so we will use. So this here, there are crates on it. You guys were up here at the wheel. Like these guys are still on the other ship. Get some crates out for you.
Oh,
You need a pair of glasses.
don't even.
Wow.
It's 30 minutes.
Wow. All right, so roll an investigation check.
and I'll help out. Or I guess I don't know if you want to give advantage or if you want me to roll.
Okay. All right, so yeah, as you guys kind of pull the tarp back, you do see that they're just various crates, usually packed with things required for daily life on the sea. You do see that even though the ones that were more exposed to the elements are worn, along the backside you can still see the shipping labels um, for the. Let's see this. Hold on, I've got the name of the company. Where did it name? Try to find this name of this company. I had it out the other day. Here we go. No, that doesn't have it. Oh, here we go. Okay. It is the Luiren Shipping Company. Luiren Shipping Company. I want you to roll a knowledge check. Yes.
14.
14. You know that that name is the name of the homeland of halflings and thought to be the place where the race had its genesis. You know that it was lost during the spell plague to great Indonesian of the sea.
That's been gone a long time.
You know that, yes, in theory, the lands where that company is supposedly coming from has been gone for a long time. Whether or not someone is just using that name for their company or if this is an actual port of origin of the ship, you don't know. There is a box on the very top of it all that has that shipping label, and it looks to be like a little like a chest, as where the rest are like shipping crates. This looks to be a chest.
Alright.
All right, give me an athletics to climb up it because it's on top of these crates, so it's about 6 feet up.
I'll boost her or whatever I could do as a human.
I'm good on athletics.
Okay.
That would be a 22.
Okay, yeah, you climb up there. I want you to roll a dexterity save now.
9.
All right, so yeah, as you successfully climb up there, you go to grab the chest. As soon as your fingers touch it, you hear a creaking sound, and the grate that all the crates are on gives way, and you fall down into the hole with all the crates. You successfully move out of the way of all the crates and things, so you don't get crushed, but you are down below now in the hole of the ship, while Terso and Doggo are still up here. This is now a hole.
Deacon's gonna jump in.
All right, have him do a dexterity save for jumping down.
Before Negan jumps, I have this image of both Tersa and Negan looking over the hole, like, "What are you doing down there?" Like,
What was his again?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. 8.
Okay, yeah, he lands. You do hear like a crunching noise when he lands. The wood is not been taken care of even in the bow of the ship, so
Do I have the chest?
I know the chest fell out of your hand. It's laying not too far from you. It didn't break open or anything.
and you said there was a pretty obvious door to walk
Yeah,
down to that level?
for you there's a door over here
All right.
that would let you go down.
I like to
And-
make sure we can get back up easily before I jump in. So I'm gonna go make sure this door works and
You gotta take the
stairs
door.
are.
Well, you open the
Yeah.
door and you see that there are stairs that like it walks in and then there's stairs and then it kind of goes around like so there's a landing and then 2 stairs that go down on either side.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
You'll take the
It is dark down here. I know. I'm just letting you know. It is very dark down here. If it wasn't for the light of your mace, you would not be able to see. Your flame hand, is that a concentration? Yeah, but is it a concentration cantrip?
It's probably already gone out. It's only 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, and yeah, it's been out. Okay, so you're kind of in darkness, but
Even with the giant hole above us?
yeah, it's still dark down in the hole.
So we have a giant hole above us, and is there any kind of like chandelier, anything cool hanging above us at all?
No,
Trying to think of something I could shift my light spell to give an easier.
well, there
overarching
would
light.
be torch type scones or candles mounted to the wall, easily to be put out when you're on ships.
Alright. I will be like
All right.
looking for the chest. And any enemies. Because we just landed in a new spot. Investigation?
Yep.
Yep.
You don't see any enemies at all. You do see the chest. You do see that it landed next to a barrel of green liquid that is spilling all over the floor.
I hurry up to grab it, get it out of the
You still have the flame in your hand.
this hand.
Okay, as you're grabbing the chest with that flame, I want you to go ahead and roll a reflex save.
Reflex is X
Yep.
14.
So yeah, as you reach for it, you do see that the vapors around that grenade go real quick and poof, and you kind of step out of the way before you singe your hair or anything. Doesn't catch the liquid on fire, but the vapors from it do ignite just from the flame in your hand.
Step back a little farther. Extinguish.
Alright.
Fire. And I'll yell to Tercel. I'm yelling up because I don't know he's got this one. So I'll yell up. No open flames.
And
I wanna
he'll
open
call
the
out
chest.
from the other side, be like, "Okay, you know there were stairs, right? Like, I don't understand halflings."
Now I went to open the chest.
Alright.
Station?
Yep. You cannot open this chest. It has a very, very complex lock upon it. Looking at it, you know that this will only open with one key.
In my bag.
Just so you know, this chest is about this by this. And it probably weighs about 10 pounds. Okay, I'm just letting you know that you just added 10 pounds to your bag.
30 pounds of books. I'm just carrying.
Well, I know. I know. You're the reason this party's so slow. Bringing that big old rucksack with you.
It gets too heavy for me. I just very.
All right, Terslav, you made your way down the stairs and into the main hold now.
Yeah, kind of
All right.
appraising the situation, figure out if I can get those two out of there.
So as you look, you see that this hole is pretty empty. There are crates and things that have been tied off and stacked along the walls. They've all been severely damaged by the weather. You don't see any water rushing in, so you don't see any hole leaks or anything. At the far end of the ship area, you do see a single door. And I'm going to say I'm going to use this here. The door is right about here, and this is a wall. So you guys can't see whatever's back behind that. You see Sarah's here, and there's a little pool of green liquid here. You smell burntness. You see Doggo just kind of chilling there. Like I said, there are like candle scone type things on the walls spread out.
Do not like candles. The open food.
No,
Green
I'm not a big
stuff.
fan of unlit torches anyway after the last campaign, so he'll keep his mace aloft and be happy to not set things on fire. Kind of see if he can step over broken things to get closer to his buddies.
All right. So as you
When everything came crashing down, any of the crates open up.
Nope.
They stay.
They've cracked, but you can't see inside of them. Like they didn't like you can see the wood's broken, but like they're not separated enough that you've
Not another room. Now, does this area also have like hammocks and stuff that
Nope.
crew would be sleeping? I'm guessing that's the crew's quarters. What say you?
Yeah, there's nothing up here, so it makes sense. Still like to find some kind of reason for this thing to still be floating and somehow navigating on its own.
These shipping labels. It's the Loren Shipping Company. Loren
What's
hasn't been
that?
around for a very long time. So I'm gonna ask Captain Catapult this with this company.
Like the company hasn't been around for a while?
The land.
Oh,
My people.
really? What was the name of the place we were heading towards?
Been trying to be better about.
I just have the word west written down, so Oh, man, I don't know if that means the ship's been floating around crewless for that long, or
That's what I want to know. Maybe somebody started a shipping company and just named it after that time.
oh, yeah, that's
Or
fair.
that.
And if it's
Yeah.
halflings, the crew quarters wouldn't need to be so big, so maybe that's why we haven't run into.
Yeah, it's a shipping company of
Yeah,
halflings.
it's efficient. They don't need as much space for people.
Eat just as much, though, don't we?
So,
So we had
true.
to.
All right. Your roll investigation check. What's saying nieces?
17 plus 3, so
Yeah, it's a wooden door. It's a little warped again from the weathering of the ship. Doesn't seem to be locked.
ready to yourself?
I suppose so. I don't know what.
I haven't been shocked by anything yet, so
If we're really lucky, maybe it's just a big room full of nothing.
pressure.
Um,
I opened the door.
The door opens with a slow creak that seems extremely loud for such a small area. As soon as it opens, and it opens inwards into the room, you get this waif of dry flesh.
You recognize this now.
Mm.
Tersal, his
As
hair sticks
Tersel's
up.
light starts to creep
back of
in
his head.
there, you see that there are about 12 cots lining the walls, and in every one of them seems to be a body sleeping. From here, you can't tell.
um, well, that's not what we wanted to see, but I feel like we got to do something.
I whispered to him, maybe I'm dead.
Yeah, no, some definitely mystical's happening. That this is not a good discovery. I've got half a mind to go set the ship on fire and steer away from it. Unless we really need to figure out what's going on. This thing will go up faster than fucking the campfire at the whiskey
will.
barrel. So like, but if it's steering itself, that could present its own problems if it decides to stay close to our ship. Could it?
This is
I don't need to see a crap shot.
Uh, I mean, I could if they're all dead, assuming they're all dead. Otherwise, they're heavy sleepers.
Yeah, because we crashed.
I could try to see if they'll talk to me.
Or
Pretty
you
sure
can
I speak
commune
a
with the
bit
dead
of-
now.
Yeah.
Please.
but if I do that, it may wake up the other 11 and get us in a bit of trouble. So I don't know.
Like I said, you guys haven't actually entered the room yet. You were still in the doorway, so
So, would you want to have one a plus 2d6 to intelligence or wisdom? Dex, con, or strength?
Well, I'd take wisdom, I guess. If we do the, what am I looking at? Look at the wrong spell.
I'll cast enhance ability on you. Take a tuck the fur off of Meekin. Cast enhance ability. And this would be Owl's wisdom. Over
Okay.
an hour. You get a plus 2d6. All
Nice. Saves or rolls?
all wisdom. Owls.
I don't know how we want to do this. We could try the intellectual way and try talking to him, maybe get some information, maybe work some charisma that I actually don't have on this character and maybe talk our way out of a fight if it happens, or we could just plan for the fight and go in.
Ready to go. Wait, no, that one won't work. Entangled.
So you're going for a fight then?
I'm going to prepare.
All right. I've got a spell that I don't think I'll ever use more appropriately than this one that I'd like to cast if that's how we're gonna do it. But this is gonna start combat if combat is to be started. So
like I said, you guys haven't even entered the room yet. You're standing in the doorway.
Harry.
I know. I'm just letting you guys know. But you guys know that the Kitty DM has said you have not entered the room yet.
I don't know. What do you think, Sarah? Do we enter and then prepare? Or do we?
I'll cast Pass Without a Trace. That gives us a plus. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a plus 10. For, self check.
Nice. That should offset my disadvantage nicely.
I'll cast that on us. We can slowly go to the closest one.
All right. I don't need a whole. I think it's like 10 feet, so I don't need a whole lot of.
But you would definitely
A
have
lot
to
of
enter the
space.
room to get within
Yes.
10 feet. No, I'm letting him
All right.
know that from the
I'm gonna,
door, there's at least 15 feet to the nearest one.
I'm gonna shift my light off my mace to something outside of the room, so the light's shining in, but not like coming with me, so that I don't tip it off without activating stealth. And
All
then
right, yeah,
once I do that, then I'll.
we'll say there's a candle scone right by the door frame there that you're able to do that to. That would illuminate enough of the room.
Cool. And then I guess I'll lead the way, mace and shield in hand.
All right, so as you enter the room, roll an investigation check.
Both of us?
Well, he's entering first, so him first.
Is it 14 plus 4 for 18?
18. So as you enter the room and you're kind of looking around, you're getting, that smell of death. Oh, the kitty DM left. I guess back to me. That smell of, rotted flesh, but this flesh has been out on the sea, so it's got like a weirder smell to it. Still very dried out. It's filling your nostrils as you're walking in there. You notice that even though the clothing on all of the bodies in front of you now have been tattered by the weather and water coming through the ship, they all seem strangely familiar.
All right.
Roll a. I think we would roll for like a memory.
Um,
Let's go with intelligence.
okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be a memory of that Tersa will have.
It's a 15 plus not a lot. Plus nothing. So 15.
15. You've seen these clothes before.
Wisdom?
No, it was intelligence.
Oh.
You've seen these clothes before recently. You just can't picture where. Like it's a memory that's right there on the edge of your brain, but for some reason you can't grasp why.
So Turso will kind of shuffle in and get out of the way so that Sarah can also enter. And I'm gonna start thinking about casting speak with the dead on one of the nearest buddies.
All right. As Sarah, as you enter the room, I want you to also roll an investigation check.
18.
You notice also that all the bodies around the room, the clothing seems very familiar. Now roll an intelligence check. See if you recall.
Just 30-20.
These are the same style and color clothing as all the dignitaries that were at the meeting.
At the meeting discussing our trip.
Yes.
Don't these uniforms look really familiar, Sarah? Like, where am I remembering these from?
The meeting that we had. What we're supposed
Oh, the guys from the place we're going to?
In your words, the really boring guys we tried to drink with.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
trying to forget those guys.
Who wouldn't?
Why would they be in an abandoned ancient ship?
Is there Italian? Something that would tell me it was one of them? Or if it
Roll,
nobody looks
roll a
familiar.
specific investigation check for jewelry on dead bodies instead of just a casual one. You're specifically looking for some kind of identifying jewelry.
Something.
Yeah, something identifying.
Somebody that was in a meeting that used a monocle.
How many do we remember how many dignitaries we met with the other
Well,
day?
you do see that on a lot of the bodies where rings would be, the skin has the tan lines, even though it's all weathered and dried. So whatever ring they wore was taken off the body. Same around necks, you see little where a necklace had been worn for years. It's gone. The necklaces are gone.
Yeah.
Ever dealt with somebody like this?
I mean, I've met a couple captains that didn't deserve to be in their position. I always thought they were pretending, but I mean, nothing to this degree.
Maddie on the ship. Over. Worry. Identifying put them on looking for like so who we met. Really the people, but
Oh,
ah,
what? Hmm.
notice they're all missing their jewelry.
Right. For so thinking back numbers wise, how many dead bodies do we have versus how many dignitaries were at that meeting?
Roll a intelligence or memory.
That is a 4 + 4. No, 4 + 0 for 8. Oh, God damn. 4 + 0 for 4.
It's times like this you really wish you didn't day drink.
Yeah. Those guys were so boring.
Does Sarah remember?
Like in my memory from the last one, I seen a missing ring where it should have been.
No,
I could picture the man or woman that it was actually.
he's trying to first. He's trying to figure out how many dignitaries were there at the meeting, and compared to how many bodies there are here.
10.
10? Yeah, there were 12. Exactly 12.
But I'm like, when I see the necklace missing,
That would be another intelligence roll.
do I then see the person that was wearing it at the meeting?
You wish for you to remember anything.
18.
18? Yeah, you're able to kind of picture the faces of the dignitaries and piece them to the dead bodies in front of you.
Oh, remember this one here? Wearing that fucking necklace with weird stones in it.
No, no, I don't.
Tercel honestly has no memory other than the fact that there were really boring people who didn't drink
Li-
alcohol.
Hey, listen, we haven't gotten jumped yet. Let me see if I can get to the other plane and talk to this guy. If
Yes.
these guys got murdered to help somebody else get a good disguise, then they're going to want to tell us about it, in my experience.
Either that or grave robbing. But I'm telling you, it's just coincidental that all these pieces of jewelry were worn by the people that we met the other day.
Oh, oh, I think we're coming off clean. Let me cast Speak with the Dead on which one did you say had the missing necklace you recognized that we were at least moderately familiar with? And
I don't
I'll
know
cast
what
it on.
names were.
I mean, not name, but like
He
the
wants
corpse
you
in
to pick
front
a
of us.
body. Pick a body.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cast Speak with Dead on that one.
All right.
So he puts his hand on its chest. It looks like I need to grab a little thing of incense and burn it and do some kind of like mojo seance thing. And
Plus, I gave you that bonus on your wisdom.
it looks like it just happens. Like as long as they're willing to talk to me, I get to ask it.
So yes, you perform all the necessary steps for the spell, and you place your hand upon the chest. Nothing happens.
Hmm.
Roll an investigation with your hand on its chest.
Usually these guys are just rip roaring ready to talk, but investigation is 11 plus 4 for 15.
With all your years of clerical knowledge, 15 is enough for you to feel the faintest of heartbeats inside that body.
So as Tersel's like, yeah, usually these dead guys. Hey, wait a second, what the fuck? And he'll immediately go into doctor mode, and we'll give him a little like, I don't know, cure wounds.
Can you mass cure wounds? Or up to 6 creatures.
let's
30-foot
just
radius.
let's just get one in case these fuckers are rip roaring and vile and stuff.
You start with one. I'll save this and
Okay. So hand on his chest, Ursel will close his eyes and cast Cure Wounds. He'll mutter something. Amazing. So I get a D8. Make sure that D&D Beyond knows what it's talking about.
It doesn't.
D8 plus spellcasting modifier.
Huh?
So that's 4 plus I get the healing bonus. So yeah, actually it is right. Amazing. So D8. That is a 7 that you cannot see. Oh, if I put my fingers there, you can. So 7 plus 7 for 14 HP.
As you utter the words for the spell and place your hands, you feel that normal warmth of healing shoot through you. The mouth of this body opens up and a death piercing screech emits from it. And the body just shrivels up and turns to dust.
Oh. Well, that's not supposed to happen.
can you talk with the dead now?
You usually can't talk to a dust pile.
How shriveled are we talking here? Is there?
I'm talking. You could scrape him up and put him in an urn.
Oh dear.
Like right now, you need one of those little shop vacs to kind of.
All right. So something that isn't dead is alive, and when you try to make it more alive, it dies. It sounds like we got an issue here. Say the last place we went to was keeping people from dying, but they were definitely alive. So I wonder if this is related to their big bad Lich Boy. And then now we're back to who the heck were those guys that we made the deal with that hired us? Trying to figure out what that Lich's name was again. Something cool. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh. I have notes from the meeting, and apparently I registered that they had worn clothes and they had gaunt features. Or maybe he was talking about the undead that were taking their land. What horrible notes.
Those were the dignitaries.
Oh no.
They looked like they had escaped from an area of trauma, and they were gaunt looking, and their clothes were a little tattered.
All right, sir, what do we want to do with these guys?
You want to check a couple of the others just girls who are not dead?
Oh, see if they have a faint heartbeat or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that, I guess.
Check like one or two, and it's the same. And we can assume that the rest of them are also.
I'm going to go ahead and reach out to that light that I left outside and put it back to my mace and get a solid dose of light in this room and see if any of the corpses look unique.
Well, they all look like dried up raisins of whatever species they were. Their clothes, like I said, are very storm worn and tattered. You can tell that, yeah, there's missing jewelry because you'll see, like I said, the ring tan line and stuff like that on the corpse.
Does it look
Um,
like a natural decay, or does it look like they were drained, or does this look like something that would happen if a corpse was left on a abandoned ship in the middle of the ocean for 100 years?
Roll me an intelligence check. At advantage because you have medical knowledge.
All right.
You know that I can cast things which drains moisture and vitality.
All right. Well, Thankfully for advantage, I got a 1 and a 6. 6 plus investigation for 10.
Real quick, side note, if any of our player or our viewers would like to buy as a new set of dice that don't
I have
suck,
a new set of
please,
dice.
please go ahead. Get a hold of us. We will tell you how to ship them
You
to
keep
him.
making me make investigation checks with my
Right.
0 intelligence modifier.
I'm sorry.
Fox King instead of Owl's
Well,
Wisdom.
there's a medicine check and it's wisdom based, just for the record.
Well, then
Just-
do the medicine check. Yeah, do the medicine check.
I'll just do one roll and watch the dice fuck me completely. Close enough. So 6 plus 8 for my
14.
wisdom modifier is 14.
If it's a wisdom check, you can do a 2d6.
Well, I've already rolled like 3 times for this. We'll just do it the once. So
We'll
that
say you
DM
got
doesn't-
enough. We got enough for you.
Okay.
I still say though, please, if you want to send as a new set of dice that don't suck, go for it.
I don't want 4 sets of dice. Like they're all
Aw.
gonna get jealous.
That's why you have to rotate them out constantly. Let's see here. Are you able? Yeah.
On 20 sets. Believe.
You can tell that these bodies are decaying because they've been there in the environment. It is environmental decay. Ships out on sea go from extremely humid conditions to extremely dry conditions, all depending on what the weather is. Also, the amount of salt water that these bodies have been doused in has dried the skin out immensely.
Hmm.
So,
So
I'm
really,
just making them lay here.
yeah. Say we didn't really feel any magical. Obviously, they're not actually alive. Otherwise, my spell would have healed
Well,
them.
cure wounds wouldn't have killed it.
Yeah, and then speak with the dead. If they were dead, they'd I don't know. Unless we want to look around for some kind of a magical item effect, but I
I
figure
have
like
2 flasks of remove curse. I'm gonna try that on one of them.
say I've got dispel magic we could try too, but I feel like I'd have to target something.
I take out one of my flasks. Dribble it.
what is it?
It is a remove curse potion.
Yes, yeah, you pour this liquid down the face of one of these creatures, little gets in the mouth, nothing happens.
Not a curse.
Are there peons behind us? The men that were hired to join us? Are they kind of
They're
scouting
all
out the bottom?
they're all still up on the bridge. You didn't have them come down with you. And the one is still hauling your alcohol to your cabin.
Nice.
That took a while.
Hey, he was told to be very careful and he's scared shitless, so he's doing his
doing a
job.
very good job. I'm actually quite impressed. I'd kind of like to ask Captain Catapult if he has seen ships of this condition, if but I also don't. I don't know.
Does it seem like we can move these?
Certainly try.
Or are they?
Think a 102-year-old body laying on a cot.
I just want to know that
That's how I'm telling you.
if we pick it up, if it's going to turn to ash.
You'll have to try. I'm not going to tell you whether that's going to happen. I'm just telling you what laying before you looks like a 102-year-old body that has been left in both the sun and water way too long, so its skin's very dry and worn out, and it's been on the sea.
And I like lift arms and legs and see.
Yeah, you're able to lift the arms and legs and No problem.
Pieces don't crumble off.
No, but it does make a really disturbing, crickly, breaking noise as you're trying to move their bones that have been set in bed for several months now.
People aren't dead.
uh,
I want to leave them.
so Tercel's going to do the thing he definitely does not want to do. But is there any? So they have a faint heartbeat, assuming they have breath. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. I was thinking of like reviving them, but that they're not dead, so that doesn't do shit. Yeah, I don't know, Sarah. Like this is. I don't think we can do anything for them. I don't think we're gonna get any information.
Okay. Come to our ship. Going. Maybe somebody with more knowledge.
I
Help them.
don't know.
Oh,
I guess we could see if Captain would want to possibly tow the ship behind us, and we could just leave him here.
yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been anything actually evil on this ship so far, minus the neglected alcohol. That was kind of shitty, but like, Captain
Hey, I
probably
just
didn't
left
have a choice.
more for you.
Well, it is international waters. I feel like they can't hold that against me.
Time laws and whatnot.
Right.
I want to look at the rest of the room.
All right.
For any documents.
There are a few drawers you could search through, but no chest or anything.
I didn't know if there was a desk.
Nope.
Writing
No.
materials.
No, it's mainly just cots lining the walls. Like I said, there's a few chests with like dresser type chests. A couple of them nailed to the wall.
I'd like to check
All right, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
somebody's diary.
14. Roll me a deck save. 6. So yeah, you go to the first drawer and it's very stuck. 'Cause like I said, the wood has been warped. As you finally pry it open, this black goo shoots out and hits you in the shoulder.
Ah,
You fall to the ground and take 10 points of damage
ouch.
as it eats a hole into your armor and down to your skin. And then it jumps off of you and runs across the floor.
Do I see any of this?
Oh, yeah, you see it all.
I tell
What the-
Meekin no. I know he wants to go after it. I
The fuck was that?
don't know, but that hurt like a motherfucker.
Was it alive? Wait,
It moved on its own.
oh my god.
You look at my shoulder. You tell me what's going on.
No, that's fine. I'm not getting any closer to that thing. What the fuck?
Well, it's gone now. I want you to look at my shoulder.
Was it a pudding? Like they have bad tapioca? What's going on in here? Like, oh my Lanta.
You guys are discussing what was going on. You hear a noise coming from the other room now outside the doorway. Like something skittering around.
Like,
Sarah,
everybody watch out for a black ooze.
It's only you guys downstairs. Like I said, you guys didn't bring the rest of the people down. They're all
Sarah,
upstairs.
I think it's time to enact Operation Amazing Fire and let's get the fuck off this ship.
We don't want these people to die.
These guys are dead. They're something magically is keeping them here. I think a nice Viking funeral will send them on in a glorious way, and I think they'll thank us later.
Oh,
I mean, take just a really good long look, and you can describe it to the people later. That there's something behind us now. Like it,
anybody got a camera phone? Right. Well, we gotta get out of here and tell the guys to stay away from black ooze.
let's close that door too, and maybe put something in front of it. Of course,
No,
it's new,
the
so that
noise
probably
is coming from the main hole area.
right.
Where you are heading.
And then, but there's still one inside the cot room, right, or whatever
I don't
attacked
know.
Sarah.
You don't know. You
Yeah.
guys didn't follow it.
Son of a bitch. Um. Okay. Well, I don't know. Let's just. There's. I don't think we're gonna find anything in there. I don't know the story of this ship, but let's.
Captain Catapult knows.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the pecking order of walking out the door here?
I'll go out with Meekin.
Right.
And towards the stairs.
As you walk out the door, roll a dex save.
Pass without a trick.
That doesn't matter. You're not being stealthy.
13.
13. As you go to leave the door, you sense something's coming and you move to the side as a small crate smashes against the wall. Standing over by the pile of crates over here is a small female naked gnome that looks just like you. I saw.
Banger.
That looks just like her.
Yes, she's completely naked.
Oh dear.
With some kind of doppelganger shit.
Or some kind of time portal thing where this is this there's a question. Does this look just like our ship, only 100 years old and worn?
No.
Okay. No, it's not like a lost scenario where we're just seeing the mirrored version of our dead selves.
No. I'm not letting you out that easy. Come on.
All right. I tell you what, I really need to use the restroom.
All right, well, let's
I don't
take a
know.
quick break.
Is that cool? All right.
Yes, I have to too. I was just waiting for you guys to get to a good spot. So we'll all take a
Oh,
quick
okay.
break
Cool.
and bathrooms, drinks, and all that.
With the doppelganger.
Yeah.
Gonna pause the stream, maybe? Oh. My phone didn't go out.
You may need to refresh your thing because yeah, it shows on break.
Gnome. Naked gnome.
Kathleen, I meant. Your gnome's your other one. Yeah, I'm not paying to have another one of yours printed out. Kevin. Buddy.
Sarah. You want pets, you gotta come up. Hey,
ADHD is really strong sometimes. It's like, oh, I'm going to get some food and a water. No, there's a Deidre. No, there's cigarettes and there's dogs. And oh, it's nice outside. I better open windows. And so then I'm like, fuck, how long have I been gone for? I don't even know.
It's all right. We're back now, everybody. I took that time to go ahead and put dinner in the crock pot. Also smoked several cigarettes, so
Ooh,
we're
what's
all
for
good.
dinner?
Little weenies, like barbecued weenies and mac and cheese.
Hell yes. Sounds
Yes.
awesome. We
It's
bought
easy
copious
Sunday meal.
amounts of Chinese last night, so we'll be eating on that for the next day.
Let's see. You're what, 6 hours away from me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay.
We're heading right now. Bye, guys.
We got chicken with snow peas. We got dumplings. We got mugu gai pan and fried rice.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming. I'll be down there in a
Okay.
little bit. We grab a case of Monster and I'll be on my way.
Perfect.
All right. So at this second, since you just stepped through the doorway, Negan's behind you and Tersel's right behind you, have you all roll initiative?
And I have screamed doppelganger.
So Tersel's totally ready for combat. So you see his shield has an emblazoned eye on it, and I think I'm going to play it so that the eye is. You never really see it, but it looks like the eye moves sometimes. So it's giving me advantage on initiative. So right now it's facing that dead Sarah thing and giving me advantage right now.
Doppelganger.
Yeah, it's 18 and a 12. So 18 plus 2 for a dirty 20 on initiative.
You can roll down that. Right?
Damn.
22. Sarah. 11. Mistake.
So 22 for Doggo. 20 for S. 1 for Sarah. All right. Well, it gets to go first.
Yeah. Beef weekend.
Yep, it would be able to. It is going to run at you and reach out and grab at you.
Out of the
I'm
way.
referring to this as Negasera.
You could try to move out its way as it's reaching and grabbing you. Okay. That'd be it got a 22. Well, I was saying for it to hit its attack of grabbing you at 22.
I'm trying to move out of
I know.
yes.
Okay. So roll a deck save.
6.
No. So yeah, this naked halfling just charges you and it grabs you, and as it grabs you, roll a constitution save.
18.
18. You feel a burning sensation where it touches you. Tercel, roll a perception roll.
Oh, I get advantage on that too. God damn. That's a nat 1 and a 10. 10 plus perception for 14.
You notice as soon as this thing touches Sarah, Sarah's skin starts to wither and age.
Shit, Sarah, watch out. That I think we've
Right?
got a clue as to
How
what's
much
going on
damage?
now.
No damage. All right, Doggo's turn.
Obviously, bad. Growl. $15.
And what's your AC?
My AC?
Mm-hmm.
14.
14. So yeah, it hits. It's your doppelganger,
Yeah.
so it's got your AC.
Seven, 10.
And what's your max hit points?
9.
So yeah, you see where Negan bites black ooze underneath the skin, but doesn't drip out. And after a second, it just solidifies back into your skin.
Fun.
All right, Tercel.
So Negan just bit Nega Sarah, and actual Sarah got an effect from that. Sorry,
No,
nothing obvious. Okay.
no. It's just this is a doppelganger. Doppelganger rules are if it's your character, it's based off of your AC and your
Oh,
hit
okay.
points, but I'm doing a little modification to it. But its wounds that it got from Doggo instantly healed up, but it still took the damage. It's because it still has a hold of Sarah.
Gotcha.
Hang on. If
What
he
the
hits, they have to take a saving throw, strength saving throw, succeed a DC 13, see if they will be knocked down.
What is your strength?
He can strength.
No,
my
yours.
My 14.
So it's a
Plus 2.
plus 2. So yeah, 14. She rolled a 12. It's plus 2.
So he can.
Nope.
um
Yep.
heck am I gonna do?
Ah!
And so Negan bit it, it took damage, and then it like instantly all signs of that damage are gone. Like,
Signs of it are, yes.
okay,
It still took damage, but its wound isn't open and bleeding or anything. It healed itself, so there's no like bleed damage or anything.
okay. Um, fuck it. I guess we're just gonna go guns blazing. So seeing an obvious undead form, I don't really know how to RP Toll the Dead, but well, let's say he like, I don't know, he kind of points his mace towards Negasera and calls for Paler's help, and I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on it. It's got to do a Wisdom save, DC 16.
Let's see if that would affect this monster at all.
I tell you what I'm gonna do. He's gonna raise his mace and bash it against his shield. It's gonna make kind of like a ringing noise, and that's gonna be the toll that the spell. It's gonna be the RP of it.
All the dead. See, what's the save throw or take necrotic? See, okay, so let's see here. Wisdom. What's your wisdom modifier?
The save
No, not
DC
you,
is-
Sarah. Sarah's.
Oh, sorry.
My wisdom model.
Yep.
Sorry, it's a +4.
Plus 4. 19 plus 4 is a 23.
Damn. So if he saves, he
He's using the
takes.
fucking red dice.
If the target must
Target must succeed in wisdom saving throw if the target is missing any of its hit points and instead takes 1d12.
So I guess it's save or suck. So he saves and doesn't take any damage.
Yep.
All right. So then that'll be my action cantrip. For my bonus action, I'm going to point that mace at Sarah and cast Shield of Faith on her. So then now you've got a +2 to your AC.
Now, does the doppelganger get that as well?
You guys will have to find out.
And then, like positioning wise, I can see her pretty clearly, right?
Yeah, you're right at the doorway, right behind Neekin. Like Neekin's, you're standing behind a big dog, but you're in the doorway. You can see exactly where this is all going down.
Actually, I'm gonna not get too terribly close to the. Well, I guess they're. I'm gonna get closer to that staircase just to be ready to flee.
Well, the staircase is on the other end of the room.
Right. So I kind of
You-
put myself between Sarah.
Because this
Sarah,
creature's up
Sarah,
here with Sarah, and you're in this doorway right here, so you would have to go all the way around to here.
Hmm,
As I was saying, this is the staircase over here behind all
Right.
this junk.
So I'd at least like to get on the other side of them, I guess, as long as I'm not provoking. I don't want to get close to combat, I guess.
And that's just it. If you went right here, if you move out of that, you would initiate. So because it would get an attack of opportunity on you past that.
All right. That's
So-
good enough for me. So that's
Okay.
movement action, bonus action. I believe that'll be my turn.
All right. Then Sarah, it's your turn. It does have you in a grapple at the moment. All right. Yep.
9.
10.
Oh, fuck.
8 plus 2. You can look. It's right there.
Mature stats. I mean, you should know.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, sh-
You're fighting yourself. Well, you were the one who decided to go digging through things.
Stop it.
It's all your fault if you hadn't opened that drawer. What, Misty Step? Well, let's find out.
You hope. Bonus action.
Let's see. Yes, you can Misty Step while grapple to allow you to teleport away from the grappler, effectively ending the grapple. Okay. All right.
Bonus action. Trying to ready it in my boat.
All right. As you reappear over there, I want you to roll a reflex save.
Dex.
Yep.
13.
13. So yeah, as soon as you misty step and you reappear, the creature's like quickly just turns and this black worm comes shooting out of its chest, splatters onto the wall behind you, just misses you, and it falls to the ground and starts to snake around your leg and start to crawl up your leg.
Can't do anything.
No, it still gets you. It's not hurting you, but you have like this wormish snake creature now.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's got you.
Does it look like the same consistency of the thing that hit her earlier? Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yes, it does.
Oh boy.
Right, well,
All right, it's its turn. It is going to, let's see here. It is going to reach out and throw a bunch of more of those black worms at you. Let's see here. 8 plus 7 dex, so 3, so 11. That doesn't hit your AC, so yeah, it misses all of them. There's a bunch of these black worms now on the ground. At
don't
the
touch them, guys.
at the same time, the one that's around your leg is now made its way up to your chest area.
I can't stop it.
On your turn, you can try.
I remember each turn is.
Yeah. This thing's moving quickly up your body. All right, Doggo's turn.
He's gonna bite. $14 beats my armor. My armor class too. So 14.
Normally,
is 14.
yes, the doppelganger would, but since she's still naked, she loses the armor bonus that you have.
Oh,
So yeah.
So there's ACC.
Yep. So it does hit.
Alright, 30 bites.
All right.
2d6.
Nine. Again, the wound heals up, and then it has to make a strength check to make sure it doesn't fall down.
Speed, that's it.
13 plus 2, right? That's your dex. So 15, yeah. Yep. All right, Tercel.
Yeah. So it seems like Shriveled Sarah is pretty focused on non-shriveled Sarah. So Tercel's gonna go for Gusto. So do I get any kind of combat advantage since Negan's attacking? Can I flank for a
Yeah, you would
bonus
be
of
you
some
would be
kind?
at advantage on your
Okay.
attack.
That would be perfect. I'm gonna come in with my mace and swing away.
All right.
So 2d20. Those are both 8s.
All right, 8 plus your strength modifier.
8 plus for strength and
What's your AC?
efficiency would be plus 5, so 13 to hit.
So my leather armor gives me.
Yeah.
So armor class. That's
It'd be just a 3. If your armor class there says it's 14, if you already had added that in there for having the leather armor. So it'd be 3. So yeah, you hit.
Okay. And then I get d6 plus 1. for. I got to figure out a different way to make this happen. That's a 5+1 for 6 damage, and then I'm going to use Divine Strike once per turn and get D8 radiant damage as well.
All right.
So that's 6 from the mace and 4 radiant damage as well.
All right. Yeah, it definitely looks like this creature's getting a little haggard looking. And you notice that its eyes are starting to get kind of wild and feral like. Is that the end of your turn?
I have. Let's see if I had anything bonus action-y to do. The shield of faith concentration? I don't think so. Oh, it is concentration. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right, Sarah, it's your turn. The creature is up to about mid chest, almost near the wound that you have from where it attacked you earlier.
So with my bow ready, I am going to take aim at her head.
All right.
So this is with Fours 13.
So yeah, it hits. We decided, it's anything above 3 hits.
8.
8. All right. That's a good hit, but it doesn't seem to kill it.
I will. For bonus action, can I just try and
Yeah, you can try. Your strength. All right. Yeah, you pull it off of your skin. As you do, you feel like little like leech like suckers on it, and you have it in your hand.
I was just gonna
Okay, so you throw it on the ground. As soon as you throw it on the ground, it starts flying, crawling back towards you really fast, and it's back on your leg instantly. All right, and it's the doppelganger's turn. It is going to run at you and try to grab you again.
Can I attack of opportunity?
Yes, you can.
Meekin
Okay.
does too.
Yeah.
So I'm Warcaster. I can cast a spell as a reaction as long as it's one action. I'm going to do Sacred Flame on it.
All right.
So it's a Dex saving throw against 16.
What's your dex? +3, 11. So nope, it misses.
All right, it's gonna get 2d8 radiant for 9 radiant damage.
All right, it is beat up, but it is still alive.
It's gonna bite.
All right, wait, try.
And
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's
anything over 3.
9 plus 3, so
Okay. All right, so yeah, as Nika goes and bites it this time, the thing stops almost mid movement with the dog attached to it, and it lets out that same deathly scream that the corpse in the other room did. As it does, that worm that's now crawled up about to your belly button just bursts into a flame that doesn't hurt you, and then just turns to dust and dies. All the ones that have been crawling on the floor also, and then the doppelganger does. As it does, you feel your body rejuvenate back to its normal condition.
I don't lose the 10.
Wait, oh, you still? No, I'm talking about how it was withering you.
Oh, okay.
You're no longer starting to look like one of the raisins in the bed.
That's a good thing. Mhm.
I just take a deep breath.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, I've only heard of doppelgangers.
Did they usually come with black? I keep wanting to not say the word
But I-
venom because I doubt Spider-Man is canon in this world, but
Oh man, Spider maybe.
right.
But I know.
I don't know. Would you?
No plus wisdom,
Yeah, because it'd be like lore.
so 18.
18. You know that there are different versions and different lores all over the world for skinwalkers, doppelgangers, even a symbiotic type creature that does seem like worms that infest the body. This could very well be one of the ones. You've never encountered them, but you've heard of the stories. Most of them are folklore.
All I know is full. Never encountered.
This is not a common battlefield occurrence. I've never
We
seen
don't
this
see
before.
any more black ooze.
They all turn to dust.
You blocked that door?
No, he didn't.
I thought you said you did.
Nope, he stepped through it. Deegan was still in the doorway, so that door's still open. Can't shut. It's like Cade trying to lay in front of our bedroom door. You can kind of push the dog a little bit to shut the door.
He did. Shut and bar that door in case there are others.
I'm still a pretty big fan of light this fucker on fire. Like, you know, if those parasites are here,
Yeah, but did you see when it died? All the withering went away. We gotta find
Yeah,
their doppelganger.
well, I mean,
Well,
assuming they
then-
were doppelgangers, then they would have gone back on the ship that came from, or they're left back at the
Are
capital
they on
city.
our ship?
No, the delegates are at the capital city.
Still at the capital
They
city?
didn't go with you guys.
Fuck. We gotta get
Yeah,
message back to them.
right. Once again, let's get off this ship. Make sure you grab your chest. I think my alcohol is safe. Let's set this fucker on fire and
No, because they're still alive.
casualties of war, baby. Like we gotta, you know. I guess if we kill the all right.
Either that
Yeah.
or we go in and remove all of them from the ship. And then you can set the ship on fire.
Yeah, that's probably the morality proper clerical thing to do. All right, so Tercel starts to compose himself. He gets some kind of grace from above to go like, no, dude, just fucking go get the dead thing, or not almost dead things. And then he'll be more astute and be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's because if we do
Nice.
kill the doppelgangers, maybe we can save some of these guys, and that sounds sweet. And then we can set it on fire.
Then we can set it.
Okay, all right, I'm sold. As long as I get to set something on fire, I'm okay with it.
All right. So your plan is to have the troops with you help bring the bodies up and to Captain Catapult's ship. So are you going to inform Captain Catapult of what has all transpired? Very well.
See black. Destroy it.
All right. So as go ahead.
I was gonna make a joke, but this could also be the way it is. But Tercel was very adamant that those bottles of wine were delicately handled. When he gives a similar command, he's like, "Yeah, grab those things, just throw them upstairs or whatever." Like he's just barely a fucking cleric in this situation. He's obviously
So
much more concerned.
As they're dragging up the hammock wrapped bodies, yeah, a couple of them thunk. They're not
Their
being the
heads are
most
bent.
nice. Captain Catapult, you guys do inform him of everything. And if a tabaxi could look shocked, this would be it. It's that moment when a cat sees a mouse for the first time, maybe. That like,
Right.
ooh, what is this?
Like tails up and full bushy
Yeah,
and
yeah. he listens to your tale and he stops the bodies from being brought aboard and proposes to you guys an idea. We need to put these in a coffin to make sure that they are secure, and then we will load them on my ship.
What
He
coffin?
looks to ships have coffins on them.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, they a lot of time they would just wrap them in a white sheet and drop them off, but some ships did carry coffins just in case. He looks to one of the Kenku and mutters something in a language that neither of you understand. The Kenku goes aboard the derelict ship and disappears for a while. The captain comes up with this. Who just hit the oi? Hey. Oh, I'm hearing things. Yeah. Anyways, he suggests to you guys that you split the 20 troops that you have, and you guys take this ship and continue on the quest while he returns with the bodies and the other 20 troops to tell the Queen and Ariel.
I agree.
Like, can you help us make this thing seaworthy? Like, I have no idea if this ship's even gonna hold together.
No sooner do you ask that than you see the Kenku on the deck put his hands up and the sails sew themselves back together. And the ship doesn't look pristine anymore, but it doesn't look as damaged.
I hear D.
I hear D.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually doing language exchange with the person right now.
Nice.
So, you guys accept that as the plan, or do you have a different plan that you would like to counter with Captain Catapult?
I mean,
Well, as a
so
thing,
Tersel's got no seafaring knowledge whatsoever, so
You do have 10 soldiers. Some of them may have some basic seafaring knowledge to get the ship to the port that you need to deal with the quest that the Queen has put you on.
what Tersel does have is a number of drinking stories from pirates, and he knows that when you get ready to set sail, somebody says, "Man, the rigging, get the hoist the thingies and whatever," and he's gonna start throwing out just stupid commands that nobody knows what he's talking about, and hopefully everybody ignores.
All right, so as the 10 soldiers that you guys are taking with you and Tersel board the ship, and Tersel starts sprouting nonsense that no one listens to.
Yeah.
Captain Catapult pulls back the
Oh.
planks.
Let me make sure to get at least one of those bottles of wine before he
I was
flies.
wondering.
Sorry, he had a moment of clarity. We was having a lot of fun there, and he's like, "Wait a second, there's something very serious I have to take advantage of."
that has my
So
booze
I
on
get
it.
10 soldiers and one bottle of imported wine. Got it. We got to christen the ship. This thing's,
You
can't.
want to just take your crate?
It's probably better if I don't have that whole crate right now.
All right.
And
So
he's gonna point to that skinny guy that he's gonna leave on cap, and he's like, "You're in charge of making sure that crate doesn't get touched, Mister."
as you are boarding the ship with your bottle of wine, Sarah, the Kenku who restore the ship, gives you a pouch. The captain tells you that this pouch has a spell that will save the ship one time, and to use it only when you really need to. So as they pull back the planks, their sails below, they start to head off, and they kind of turn to head back towards the original port to warn the Queen and Ariel and everyone of the Doppelganger Council delegate, bringing the dead body, well, not dead, but infected bodies with them. You guys are now tasked with 5 soldiers each. So that piece of paper I had you guys write earlier.
Ooh.
So when battle happens, you will roll initiative for your group of soldiers. That's one initiative for all of them. But during battle, you're responsible for those 5 soldiers. So if they die, they're dead. If They get injured, you have to heal them. You know, they only have swords, basic armor, no abilities whatsoever. They're just military men and women.
Captain Catapult taking his ship with the bodies,
And 10
Back
of the army, because you guys had 20
Right.
soldiers with you.
going back to the Queen.
Yes. And you
So
guys,
You're taking the
you guys are
Swords and
taking,
magically
armor.
fixed.
And that's it.
yes, they have a basic sword and just basic armor. That's why I gave you your AC and the D6 for their damage.
Okay.
And then we're taking the fixed ship, continuing forward with our original quest.
Yes. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You guys now have your own ship. And you guys are sailing towards port.
One of the Cancun couldn't come with us.
Nope, the Kenku are both with the
We're
captain.
pirates now, everybody. This is now a pirate. This is fulfilling Tersel's fantasies on such a high level right now. Like,
So your homework for this week is to download all the Ailstorm CDs and listen to them nonstop.
right. I'm going to start memorizing shanties. Surely,
If-
surely the amount of drinking Tersel's done in
If
his
you
life,
need
he's
any
learned
of
some
them,
good
I have
fucking shanties.
every shanty from Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I have every one of them. I could send you the MP3 file.
I have a wealth of shanty knowledge from my Sea of Thieves days. So
Yes, but these are beautifully sung.
I've got one specifically about drinking and playing video games. I think we're all going to enjoy ourselves quite a bit for the next couple of weeks.
Well, you guys do have a ship, and you guys are headed off to port, and that is where we will end today.
Cool.
So, congratulations, you guys survived. Your first encounter was some form of doppelganger.
I didn't
Well,
know what to make of that thing.
well, like I said, I've been doing a lot of research on what I'm going to have you guys deal with this chapter, and things are going to get weird. So.
Yeah, that was weird.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank
I'm
you
going to
so
go
much.
see who. Oh no, actually, this came way before Supernatural.
That's about
I'm gonna go see if there's anyone we could raid out real quick. Then we'll be right back.
that night. I definitely share a drink with herself.
Yeah. Is that the group?
Took all that
Yeah.
booze off the ship. You should have left it on there.
That just give me something to
All right,
return
we're gonna
home
raid
for.
Axiomat. This is his last day of his 6-year anniversary stream thingamabob. So let's go give him some love. I will be right back.
Yeah.
But he's burning out here. Otherwise,
Yeah. We had all the windows open. It's not cold, but it's refreshing.
he's burning something.
Oh, I see what you. I thought you meant burning up like you were really hot. That's gross. Yeah, grew up in the country, and people like to burn their trash, and people are just stupid and burning, like you said, like plastic and just stuff that doesn't smell good when it's on fire.
I'm all about a good leaf fire. Rub me up. Okay.